absolutely beautiful day outside. It's almost 50 degrees. The sun is shining, and I have a problem. It's nothing major. I really lack self-control when it comes to driving the drift car. Right now, I'm not out here drifting around all the time, but I will do stuff like that. And my winter tires absolutely hate me for it. So although it's early March and it's not technically spring yet, and there's a high likelihood that we will get more snow, I need to take my winter tires off. They are not helping anymore. So the front ones, I still have good grip in the front. I flipped them so the part that has tread is, touching the ground and is what is giving me grip. But yeah, the rear tires are smoked, and it is 100% my fault. Yeah, I just can't help myself. So I need to put my all seasons back on, which, yeah, it's a little upsetting that, my winter tires didn't last through the whole season, but they gotta come off. It is what it is. I also had to come to the shop today anyways, so I can get I need to see what size tires I need for the XB so that I can put new tires on the XB and am able to start driving that. Because this is what my rear tires look like. So they're still holding air, but I don't want to be left on the side of the road. So it's time. And luckily, it's been warm and sunny. So look it, the tires are not even covered in snow, which is absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, actually, you can't see me. I probably could just throw it in the garage, that can just drive right out. The XB can just drive right out. But it's simple enough to jack the car up and swap the tires. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I'm just looking at my brakes, wondering if maybe I should do my brakes while I'm at it. Because I'm gonna have both of the front tires off, right? So it only makes sense that I put the brakes on. I don't know. I really don't want to do it, but we'll see how I feel once I have the car jacked up. If I'm being honest, I don't want to work in here. It's cold in here. Not like super cold, like everything's freezing, but cold as in there's no sunshine, so it is freezing cold. So I had put 185 60 15s on the car because I had found them for super cheap. But let's check the door inside the front driver door and see what the car calls for. It's so slow. Come on. And that's what I mean by it's cold in here. Even this lift is hardly going down. I actually had to lower it anyways because to get the nuts and bolts for the exhaust are in the car, and also I'll leave it right there. And also it's easier. I lied. It's not easier to get to it from the top to put the nuts and bolts in, but either way, they're in the car. So I needed to go in the car to get it. All right, what size tires? 185 60 15. Huh. I could have sworn I got these tires just because they were cheap, but apparently 185 60 15. Okay then. That's good to know. I could have sworn it wanted a what was it? A one. I thought it wanted a 205 65, but I guess a 185 60 is what it called for. So that's honestly awesome. So I can just buy the cheap tires that I already had picked out, and that'll be good. All right, what am I doing here? Let's put the key back in the door so I don't lose that. I need ramps. All right, ramps. I need a floor jack. I'm actually going to open this door. Just to let some sunshine in because it's nice out. And the jack is right here. So rather than try and walk it through here to get out that door over there, I'm gonna just go out this door. Because look at this little path. So we got a jack. Taking my jack for a walk real quick. Jack. Let's see, what else do we need? We need a freshly charged battery, and let's put the other one over here. We need our socket set for our 1/2-inch drive big boy. And the 1/2-inch drive. Cool. So let's get this thing jacked up. And get these tires swapped back. So I've got the winter tires off, and just as I suspected, the fronts are okay, and both of the rears are. So the fronts is the top one and the bottom one, which you can see they're getting low, but they're still rubber. This is a rear. You can see it's down to the threads in the sidewall or in the tire. And then also the other one is right there about to start showing the cords. So the inside is what was touching the ground, just because, you know, drift car, a little bit of camber, blah 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 blah, shitty alignment, whatever. So the bald part of the tire wasn't actually touching the ground unless I was like drifting or doing any sort of like hard acceleration. So honestly, I could probably get away with running the fronts and just swapping out the rears. However, these are black, those are silver. First of all, I hate black wheels. Second of all, I don't like running mismatched wheels. So if I just put the rears on, it would be not only mismatched, but mismatched with silver and black, which I do not like. So the goal for now is going to be just run with these. All right, so wheels and tires are swapped over. I love the way this car looks so much more on the silver OEM looking wheels than black wheels. And probably my favorite part is those. The center caps didn't fit the other wheels, so I couldn't run them. I also didn't really want to damage them driving around in the wintertime. As you can see, I decided not to do the brakes. There is still some pad left, so rather than prematurely swap them out, I figure I will wait until I do the refresh on the car, just so that I'm not wasting the track parts while driving on the street. I do want to show you guys what I have for the car though, because I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram, but I've been hinting at the fact that I plan on doing quite an in-depth sort of not rebuild, maybe a refresh on the car, and I've got a ton of stuff for it. So let me put all that stuff out and show you guys what I have and what I've got planned for the car for this upcoming drift season. Okay, so first things first, my motor is coming out. I need to remove the oil pan, the timing cover, the valve cover, the intake manifold, and there's something else. Oil filter housing? Did I say that? Either way, I've noticed a leak coming from around the oil filter housing. I've noticed a leak coming from where the timing cover meets the head, which pretty unfortunate because the only way to fix that leak is to either A, redo the head gasket, or B, redo the oil pan, because the timing cover is sandwiched in between the head and the oil pan. So motor's going to come out, going to pull the oil pan, timing cover, And that's so basically motors coming out, getting resealed, just to call it simple. As far as aftermarket parts and maintenance and modifications go, I've got all of this stuff so far to go on the car. This goes with this. That is a rear chassis reinforcement. So this bolts to the rear strut towers, and then the 4 points on the ground use these extra long hardware and these extra long studs to mount directly to the rear subframe. So my rear subframe is going to be bolted through the chassis into this brace and tied into the strut towers. Along with this brace, I got a brand new set of BC Racing coilovers. To protect the coilovers, I got these coilover socks. This is for my drive shaft. As you see inside here, there is a little plastic bushing, and I believe the drivetrain noise that is coming from my car is because this bushing is blown out. So I'm going to try this new cap. If this cap doesn't fix the noise, or if this bushing just blows out immediately, I'm just going to buy a new drive shaft. While I'm doing the front timing cover, I'm going to put on this refurbished Vanos unit, just because mine sounds like a bag of marbles. So we're going to throw this on and try and fix that. These are transmission bushings. I've got the ones on the car currently are off of eBay or Amazon. I don't know, one of the two. They're just cheap ones. But I want to make a video showing the difference between these poly trans bushings and the eBay poly trans bushings. I think you're going to find that there is a pretty big difference between the two. This is a steering knuckle or column upgrade. There is a collapsible one from factory and also a rubber bushing. So I'm getting rid of the rubber bushing, getting rid of the collapsibility, and just going to use this bar. The reason I'm doing this is because there is play in my steering wheel. Not in the wheel as in the steering wheel is loose, but play as in the whole column can go up and down. So this is a steering column rebuild kit. It's got all of the bushings, all of the clips, all of the pins, new hardware, new bearings, everything you need to rebuild your steering column. So hopefully this will get rid of any slop that's in my steering column, and then this will just ensure that everything is tight. Now you need to be careful if you're going to drive with one of these on the street. The reason that they are collapsible from factory is so that if you get into a hard enough front end collision, that this is going to collapse and not push the steering column into your chest, essentially. So that is not necessarily a street car part, but needs to be used with caution. And then, as I spoke about earlier in this video, I have rotors for the front and pads for the front. And then these EBC yellow stuff are going to be for the hydraulic handbrake for the Porsche rear calipers. So I've got quite a bit to do to the car, which is why I really want to get this thing up and running, because I would like to do all of this stuff at once. I don't really want to I don't really want to do the coilovers one day and then the bracing another day and then the brakes another day and then the steering column another day and then have to do the Vanos unit over or reseal the motor and do the Vanos unit over a weekend because it's going to take me a little while. I would really feel much more comfortable if I'm able to work on the car at my leisure and not necessarily be in a rush to get it done so I can get home. So look at all of this stuff. Oh, there's one more thing that I almost forgot just because it wasn't with the rest of my parts. I have paint. So this is clear coat. This is hardener. And then this is the base coat. It is a Toyota color. And that is the only thing that I am going to give away, is that it's an OEM Toyota color. So my BMW is going to be a Toyota color to go along with my Toyota. And that's pretty much it. I have to put these bolts in this car. I put the cat in it already. I didn't record that, but let me shut this door because you look at this. Tracks are right there. Tracks are right there. It's this high. I can touch the door when I put my hand up. So you can't get under a car with the door up unless you're like really crouching. And I don't really feel like crouching down, so we're gonna just shut the door all the way. And let's lift this thing up. All right, that's good enough. Grab my light out of my pocket. So, brand new cat. Don't mind my welds. I'm not a welder. And this metal is super old, and this metal is brand new. And to get the weld to penetrate this metal, it would blow through this metal. And to get it to penetrate this metal, it wouldn't, or to get it to penetrate this metal without blowing through it, it wouldn't really penetrate this metal. So I was like, I ended up not doing a bead and just did a bunch of tacks around it. Granted, it's only like 1.5 inch pipe, so it wasn't that bad, but now I understand why welders get, so anal about the metal being good and new, because this rusty junk it doesn't want to weld. It doesn't want to do anything except for blow apart. So anyways, I put the new cat in. I just need to put bolts in up here to attach the cat to the exhaust manifold. And this car is basically ready. I've got the paperwork for it. I just need to go to the, I need to insure it. And then once I have it insured, then I can go to the registry and title and register it in my name. So that's basically gonna do it for today. I'm gonna go out on a wild guess and say that you guys probably don't want to watch me put in 2 bolts. So that's really it. Keep an eye out for once I start doing the work on the turbo car, but I'm pretty excited for this season, and this almost 50 degree day has really got me motivated to get some stuff done. So I look forward to making more videos, and I cannot wait to go drifting. I hope you guys have a great week. Peace.